What's up, guys? It's Josh from Blackout Tinting, and behind me is the GT4, but also a new Toyota Supra. So this is going to be the star of the show today. I'm going to be taking this Supra for a ride, and Marco from Carguy11, his channel, he's going to be taking the GT4 for a ride and see what he thinks. So make sure you check his channel out to see his reaction to the GT4, and we're going to be taking this thing. Stay tuned. This is going to be a blast. What's up, guys? So we are in the Supra. This is not my first time in a Supra, but it will be my first time actually driving one out on the road. We worked on a couple of them at the shop. So Carguy11, thank you very much for letting me take the car for a ride. Problem. It's going to be a blast. We just took the GT4. Make sure you go check out his channel, see what he thought about the GT4. So first impressions of the interior, it's a nice feel. Everything's sort of in the right spot. I like where the shifter is. I do like the carbon fiber accents in the center console a lot, and the painted accents on the side. We've got the infotainment system that comes up off of the dash, and it's sort of like Marco mentioned earlier, the view out the windshield is definitely feels sort of scrunched and small. So let's see how that is when we're driving. We do have push to start in this one.
Oh yes, and the 2020 exhaust, I just got out of a 2021. It crackles way more. You'll hear that.
I like the crackle.
Yeah, you're gonna hear the exhaust. You won't hear the engine as much as that Cayman.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what mode and everything does it default to now?
So we're in sport mode. I have defaulted it to sport mode. I have this Beamer code that I make changes. And when we can also go into the sport stability control, which is a little bit more lenient.
Yeah, I probably don't want to play with that too much on the first drive.
Yeah. But you'll see it still it'll catch you, but it's not as planted as your Cayman, so you will you'll feel it moving a little bit more. But yeah, so we're in sport mode, like sport steering, sport suspension, sport transmission if you left it in auto. If you put it in manual, you would slap this over, and then you have paddles. All right, guys,
let's go. Scraping, you probably don't have to worry about.
No, this car is pretty good with that. I have a C7 Corvette that's worse, way worse. Yeah,
I love that. Those crackles and pops.
Yeah, it does that a lot. Maybe a little excessively.
Really?
It kind of can get old in a while. Now, if you put it into comfort mode, it won't do that.
Oh, okay.
So
I like the steering wheel. The position of the 9 and 3 feels good. It's thick, thins out a lot on the top.
Yeah, and I noticed in the Cayman there's no buttons at all.
Nothing.
But this does still have buttons. Oh, and heads-up display, which
yeah, I see that.
That's another thing
that's pretty cool.
Cayman doesn't have. Unfortunately, it doesn't have shift lights or RPM on there, which it really should have.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Just the speed limit.
Right. It's kind of cool, the speed limits right there.
Yep.
So we always pay attention to that. So for those of you that watch the channel, you may or may not know that I love the Fast and the Furious movies. My office is covered in Fast and Furious stuff, and we're building an Eclipse with the Votech school near us.
Oh.
A replica of the Fast and Furious one from the first one. So I love Supras just from that.
Okay.
So at least the name Supra, I'm a big fan of. I never drove an old one either, really. So, all right, past the Trump house. Yeah, Trump 2020. Sounds good at high RPMs.
Yeah, it'll really crack it. If you let off quick at high RPM, it'll do gunshots.
Okay.
It's like crazy.
It accelerates very smooth. This is a turbo car, right? It
is. You don't really feel because the turbo kicks in so low. And actually, that's one of the changes they made for 21. The turbo's a little bigger and it's a little bit higher up now. I love how it cracks off the shift so quick.
It's like good.
It's almost like the PDK. You know, it's that quick.
It's so smooth, you don't realize how fast you're going. I will say that. Like, I didn't expect to look at the speedo and see that.
Yes. Yep, I agree.
It's weird having an automatic downshift for you coming into a turn.
Yes, and it does excellent. I've actually used auto on the track.
I believe it.
I mean, it cracks off the downshift so quick and upshifts. I mean, it's awesome.
Braking, definitely, you got to get on those brakes a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit more travel to the pedal. And I will say, I deleted, they had fake engine noise pumped in.
Really?
So it made it way better sounding, in my opinion. It was too much with the fake engine noise.
That's pretty funny.
You know, so if you're hearing other Supras out there on YouTube, you're probably hearing the fake engine noise. But I think it sounds fine as it is.
There's the first full acceleration from stop, and it's fun. So Marco, thank you once again. It was a blast to drive, guys. My final sort of input after a 10-minute ride or so. It handles well. It sounds really good the whole time you're hearing those crackles and pops, and I like that a lot about the car. And it's like I mentioned when I was driving, it's just very smooth. Everything sort of just flows. Like Marco mentioned, the sound, you hear the exhaust, but you don't hear really anything else. It's a pretty quiet cabin, so I do like that about it, but really appreciate the opportunity to take it for a ride. And
yeah,
for sure, check out his channel. Watch him drive the GT4, guys. Thank you very much for watching.